tea trouble. Gran had come to stay. She had presents for the children. She had brought each of them a super squeater. "Oh no," groaned Dad. "A super squeater! That's brilliant," said Chip. "Thank you, Gran." The children went outside to play with the super squeaters. "Wait for me," called Gran. Dad and Mom watched them. "Just look at Gran," sighed Dad. "It's like having a naughty girl to stay." Gran had a surprise for Mom and Dad. She had some photographs albums. "What are these?" asked Dad. "Old photographs," said Gran. "I thought you might like them." "Old photographs? Old photographs for what?" asked Dad. Some of the photographs were of Mom when she was a little girl. "Look at Mom," said Biff. "She was quite pretty when she was little." "And look at Gran," said Chip. "She was quite young once upon a time." Biff and Chip went out to play. Gran showed Kipper some more photographs. "Here I am when I was a little girl," said Gran. "Why is everything gray colored?" asked Kipper. "Was it all like that in those days?" "No," laughed Gran. "Only the photographs." Kipper put the television on. There was an old film about two men moving a piano. "That's funny," he thought. "They're gray colored too. They're just like Gran's old photographs." The man made Kipper laugh. At last, Kipper turned off the television. He went to find Biff, but she wasn't in her room. Then Kipper saw the magic tree was glowing. "Oh no," he thought. "I'm not all by myself." The magic took Kipper to a strange gray world. "Everything is gray," thought Kipper. "This is just like the film I saw on the television." Two men were trying to move a piano. They didn't see Kipper. "There is no color," said Kipper. "I don't like all this gray. I want to go back home. This is a silly adventure." He began to bang the key on the wall. "Take me back," he said crossly, "or put some color in this adventure." The man was still pushing the piano. They had to get it through a door. "Come and help us," they called. Kipper didn't want to, but he went across to help. "We have to take the piano outside," said the big man. "Then we have to lift it down some steps," said the little man. "Now, we'll take the back," said the big man. "And you take the front," said the little man. "All right," said Kipper. He squeezed past the piano and got ready to help. "When I call pull, you pull," said the big man. "Pull!" he shouted. Kipper tried to pull the piano. Suddenly, it shoot forward and slide down the steps. Kipper grabbed the top and jumped on. The piano ran down the street. It went faster and faster. Kipper hogged on the top. "Now, look what you've done, shouted the big man to the little man. It's not my fault, said the little man. I told you not to push so hard, said the big man. Suddenly, the piano came to a stop. It crashed into a hedge. Keeper fell over the hedge and landed in a soft garden chair. Hey, shouted the big man. Look what you've done to our piano. Keeper was cross. This is a silly adventure, he shouted. I hate it. He took the magic key out of his pocket and banged it again. I don't like you, he yelled. I want to go home. Suddenly, the magic key began to glow. The magic took Keeper home. Keeper was pleased the adventure was over. But the adventure was not over. Something had gone wrong. Keeper was a great color. He looked like an old photograph of himself. Keeper did not notice this. He put down the magic key and went to find Biff and Chip. They were in the garden with Gran. They all gasped when they saw Keeper. Oh, said Biff, something's got wrong. You look gray, like an old photograph. At the moment, Mom and Dad came out of the house. This is terrible, said Chip. Do something to stop them, Gran. They mustn't see Keeper. Leave it to me, said Gran. You take Keeper inside. Gran picked up a super skater. She ran toward Mom and Dad. Gran, shouted Mom, don't you dare. We're not in the good mood for this. But I am, laughed Gran. She began to squirt Mom with water. Gran chased Mom and Dad around the garden. Biff and Chip grabbed Keeper by the arms and took him inside. Good old Gran, said Biff. Now, let's get Keeper upstairs. Ouch, stop it. What's wrong? Cried Keeper. Keeper looked at himself in the mirror. It's the key, he said. I didn't want to go on an adventure. He said, I didn't want to go on now the magic has gone wrong. What are we going to do? Asked Biff. Keeper began to cry. I don't want to look like an old photograph, he moaned. Gran came upstairs. Mom and Dad are not too pleased with me, but I've made them a cup of tea, she said. You were great, said Chip. But what can we do? Asked Biff. We can't let Mom and Dad find out about the magic key. Chip had an idea. Keeper's clothes look gray, he said. Get him to change his clothes. Keeper went to his room. He put on a red top. Oh no, said Chip. Your top top's turning red. Great. You still look like an old photograph. Just then, they heard Dad coming upstairs. Do something, hissed Biff. We mustn't let Dad see Keeper. Gran grabbed some straight from the beds. Pretend you're playing spooks, she said. It's dinner time in 10 minutes, said Dad. Dad went back downstairs. He looked cross. Oh dear, said Mom. What's the matter? It's Gran, said Dad. Now, what's she up to? Asked Mom. Playing spooks, said Dad. Whatever will she get up to next? It was time for dinner. Gran and the children came downstairs. Have you washed your hands? Asked Dad. And where's Keeper? Asked Mom. Well, said Biff, we've made a little surprise for you. Kipper came into the room. Mom and Dad looked at him. Oh, Kipper, gasped Mom. Oh, goodness me, said Dad. It's your idea of a joke? You look so different, said Mom. What do you think? Asked Biff. Fran has made him look like a man in an old film. We love it when Fran comes to say, said Chip. Isn't she clever? Yes, said Dad. Mom frowned at Kipper. Your mouth is a funny color, she said. Show me your tongue. Oh no, whispered Chip. His tongue is gray. Kipper put out his tongue. Oh dear, said Mom. Look at your gray tongue. You must be ill. I'm calling the doctor. After dinner, Mom sent Kipper upstairs. Put on your proper clothes, she said. The doctor can see you in half an hour. Oh no, said Biff. Now Mom and Dad will find out about your magic key. Do something, Gran. I don't know what to do, said Gran. Kipper went upstairs with Biff and Chip. Biff and Chip went with him. Kipper picked up the magic key. I'm sorry, said Kipper. I didn't mean to be nasty to the key. The key gave a little tiny glow. At that moment, all Kipper's color came back. I'm glad I don't have to see the doctor, said Kipper. The magic worked just in time. I think it was always going on too, said Biff. You mean it wouldn't have let Mom and Dad find out, said Chip. I don't think it would, said Biff. Do you?